and welcome to Gabe's Games. Thank you so much for coming to see me play some more of The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers today. This game is so cool. And I'm in a very The Lord of the Rings mood right now. So I'm going back to play a lot of classic The Lord of the Rings games. And yeah, anyway, this game was definitely my childhood. But I've played a lot of the really good Lord of the Rings games that came out. From your PC, The Lord of the Rings, The Battle for Middle-earth, PC games, to all of the good Lord of the Rings games on the PS2, The Third Age, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, The Return of the King, all those really awesome The Lord of the Rings games I definitely played a lot of. So anyway, we're going to continue where we left off. This next mission is actually decently challenging, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it right. So, we're going to give it our best shot, but I won't hold my breath. It's just decently hard to actually do this, and do this right, because you time the triangle attack against these guys. I've also rearranged to have more of the actual gameplay covering the screen, which is what I'd like. So.
All Isengard is empty. It is an army bred for one purpose, to destroy the world of men. The Dark Lord draws near.
Okay. Back, foul things!
Back, foul things! They seek the ring bearer. Stay close.
One down. Thank goodness. Two down. Thank goodness.
Frodo, keep away from them!
Help! They're everywhere!
We shall find you.
Here we go. I remember how much Elijah Wood actually enjoyed these games. And that was so cool. Yes! If I can do this... Ah, it's okay. I just need to kill him. Come on, perfect mode him. Yes! Yes! Dun dun. Oh, I'm so happy I actually did that properly. Yeah! Whew!
In the sanctuary of Rivendell, the smallest of us showed the greatest courage.
Winanangala.
And a fellowship was forged.
I will take the ring to Mordor.
It always says Moldor. I don't mind it. It's just something that you notice. You're like, oh, Moldor.
No. I do not know the way.
Perfectly cast, Phil. Like,
I will help you bear this burden, Frodo Baggins. As long as it is yours to bear.
carry the fate of us all, little one.
Carry the fate of us all, little one. If by my life or death I can protect you, I will.
You have my sword.
And you have my bow.
And my axe.
Now you see, I thought these graphics were top notch when this game came out, and they're not beyond recognizable. They're definitely not great though. Perfect! Oh, yes! I'm so glad I did that mission that way, because that's a hard mission to do right, and The Nazgul will always hit you before you can hit them. You gotta time your triangles really well. Okay. I feel like it's cheating to get that straight away. It almost makes the next couple of battles not good. And that's not good, but this one is. And you can absolutely use this one, but not finish the attack. So X circle is a great way. You can even break shields that way. But that I really want. I just can't use it. So I'll just upgrade this. Nah, it takes too much time for the next couple of missions to upgrade that. Let's save this. I did it! Ah, yes! We're at the top. Okay, that's all done. We might actually continue with another mission then. But first off, quickly, is Isildur perfect and Aragorn perfect? Oh, I'm so happy I recorded that way. That's good. Let's go and actually have a look at all of these.
Into this ring, he poured his cruelty,
His malice.
and his will to dominate all life. One ring to rule them all.
What we've done is a culmination of a huge amount of work involving thousands of people.
Love this.
The title The Two Towers refers to the Tower of Orthanc, which is where Saruman, Christopher Lee's character, is based, and the Tower of Barad-dûr in Mordor, the home of Sauron.
Film 2, like every film in this trilogy, is a challenge. And
I watched the
remain
making
film
of
till we deliver. It's
so
a great
many
movie.
times.
It's going to be bigger than film 1.
Sundays were spent with Lord of the Rings.
I think
like-
definitely that there is such care that went into making these movies, and to be able to transfer that information to the team that's building the games is
So
great,
cool.
because I know they're putting in an equal amount of care and effort into bringing a really rich game to the public.
Yeah.
Tolkien describes Edoras very vividly in the books as being a city of wooden buildings on a hill in front of a range of snowy mountains. When we were originally doing our location scouting, I said, look, we've got to find somewhere in New Zealand there's got to be a hill like this that's in front of the mountains. So they went helicoptering all around
The
the
whole
country,
country.
and they came back with a photograph of the absolute perfect hill. It was about 60 or 70 miles away from the nearest town. It was in the middle of the South Island. It was very remote. We spent about 7 or 8 months actually constructing these huge buildings. The end result was that in the movie we have an Edoras, which is thoroughly believable. I was able to go there and just shoot as if it was an existing location.
One of the exciting things about the EA games and what I've been seeing in the models as they've been built is a great replication of our sets and our characters, to the point where EA worked out a deal with our actors so that they would come in and record their
That's
own
so
dialogue.
cool!
The actors were quite excited about it.
The battle for Helm's Deep is over. The battle for Middle-earth is about to begin.
We got a miniature of Helm's Deep, but what was interesting was that it wasn't just a model, there was a huge miniature. It was a quarter scale that was in itself about 30 or 40 feet wide. And it was so big that we could just photograph it with our cameras and it wouldn't look like a miniature, it just looked totally believable.
What makes a great movie is really a great script and a great cast. I imagine when you're doing a game, it's many of the same challenges. You've got to attract the right talent to the game. You've got to get a story that will attract an audience, and then become
sure what buttons he was
excited by that
pressing.
story and compelled by that story to actually see it come to life.
There is nothing we can do for Frodo. The quest will claim his life.
Brian is weak and ready to fall, and so he will strike hard and fast at the world of men. War is upon us.
Destroy my precious
Yee.
memories once and
You know, EA Games was awesome once upon a time. I'll say nothing about anything else. But, yeah. I remember fond memories of EA. And these games. Elijah on gaming, so cool.
In the lands of Middle-earth, legend tells of the Dark Lord Sauron and the ring that would give him the power to enslave the world, and has now found its way into the hands of the most unlikely person imaginable.
I'm a huge game fan, so obviously I wanted to find out all the details about a Lord of the Rings video game. I'll get myself into
That triangle attack doesn't work on the troll,
mode
and
of
kill you.
playing where I'll play all the time, and it's generally when I'm playing like an adventure game that my head's in. Once I get in, I can't stop thinking about it, and I have to take my character to the end.
This task was appointed to you.
Me when I was
If
6.
you do not find a way, no one will.
So I've been kind of asking around about this thing, and I finally got to play it, and it's
So
unbelievable.
cool.
It's just beautiful to look at. Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, go on, Aragorn.
Go on.
Come on.
They are coming.
It's kind of a bonus to be able to turn on a video game and have me running around. I'm getting my ass kicked.
Everybody does that.
Frodo looks like me.
X attacks don't
Isn't
work.
that cool?
So cool.
Find the ring and kill the one who carries it.
No! Come on, Frodo! They want the ring! They must not take it. The difference between ADR for a film and sort of voicing a game is that ADR for a film is generally to picture. You're kind of looking at the film and trying to copy the dialogue that you've done before and get it in sync with the dialogue for the film.
Who are you? You frightened?
Yes.
Not nearly frightened enough.
Didn't realize that was ADR.
It's not to picture, and it's just a lot of kind of atmospheric elements that you kind of throw in, you know, danger, help, that sort of thing. Aragorn, help! Aragorn! Aragorn! I'm a fan of action figures and I'm a fan of games, and if I get to be included, it's just a total
It's cool.
geek bonus. So I dig it.
Even the smallest person can change the course of the future.
I'm so excited. I can't wait till I have my copy. It's wicked.
I would love to see some videos of Elijah playing through this game. Honestly. Or even any of the Lord of the Rings cast.
The fate of the world will soon be decided. The peril of the ring-bearer deepens, for there is another who hunts the ring.
I have never played a video game in my life. I can never understand the rules. I've got very large and clumsy hands, and not quite the hand-mind coordination that I think is necessary, which seems to be available to everyone under the age of 6. What's wonderful about this game, Lord of the Rings, is that you are getting the voices of the original actors, all of them.
Yes.
And today I've been doing the recording of Gandalf the Grey.
So
and
cool.
Gandalf the White, the two characters that I play in Lord of the Rings. What can you see?
There are markings. It's some form of Elvish. I can't read it.
There are few who can.
There is a union now between the two towers, Orsank and Barad-dûr.
Listen to this so often.
For the game, it's a little rougher, a little readier, a little more immediate, perhaps.
One of you must enter. Help those villagers who are still alive.
So cool.
Basically, this is an aggressive bit of fighting. It's the military side of Gandalf that comes out, the commander, the samurai, the leader.
And playing him in the Return
So
of
what
the
you're
King.
seeing on the screen is as near as, damn it,
Awesome.
the Gandalf that you're seeing in the movies, and I wish I could come and play the game with you.
So cool.
coming.
Man, I love Ian McKellen. Just so good, and I just am so keen at how they actually had all of the Lord of the Rings actors voice over these characters. It just adds so much more immersion to this game. And the soundtrack and everything. It's a good game. Ah, the directors, I think. Is this
Probably the
directors?
most intimidating aspect of embarking on this project was the sense that we had this incredible responsibility to deliver on in an interactive format in the same way Peter Jackson had delivered in film. He has taken some of the most beloved literary works of all time and translated them into an epic film masterpiece that has created millions and millions of fans worldwide.
Are you frightened?
Yes.
Not nearly frightened enough.
At the beginning of a project, you're working on the conceptual side and the design side. As the project progresses, programmers, artists, animators, environment artists,
modeling specialists, texture specialists, all these people thinking about their one area of the game, but in terms of the overall experience.
One of the advantages of being able to work so closely with the filmmakers is we were able to use the models and props that they created for the film as reference for the stuff that we needed to create in our game.
Vangon felt fantastic. And the goblins felt like
in designing
cockroaches.
Aragorn, we really had to think about all three playable characters at the same time. For example, Legolas is much more of a speed and finesse-oriented character. Gimli's a small little battle tank. Aragorn is more a blend of the two.
So cool.
We looked at the moves that each of the characters made frame by frame before we started to build anything. Then we would create a wireframe of the character. This is their basic proportions and size and scale. Then we would add texturing and lighting to complete their wardrobe and add the fine details of their
It's so good.
The actors were very interested in working with us. In one case, Viggo Mortensen showed us some of his action moves.
He and his stunt double open up a crate of swords and start sparring with one another. That became the basis for many of Aragorn's moves.
Sick.
When we were selecting scenes from the film to include in our gameplay, Balin's tomb really stood out as a
Cockroaches.
strong candidate. It's one of the most memorable moments in the first film.
We wanted to recreate the sense of ambiance. This very strong beam of light on the tomb itself. That was a challenge for our environment modelers and lighting specialists.
99 axes? You don't have that in the game. You don't have 99 arrows.
The Village of Rohan levels are unique in the sense that they allowed us an opportunity to expand upon areas within the film. The actual game level itself looks and feels very much like the film locations in terms of lighting, the shape of the architecture, the people who were there, but we actually build upon that in this particular case and create areas of the level for the player to explore and fight in that they perhaps didn't see in the film.
Between the two towers.
Orthanc and Barad-dûr.
What's wonderful about this game, Lord of the Rings, is that you are getting on your own screen the voices of the original actors, all of them.
Help, Aragorn! Aragorn, help! It's incredibly authentic, and I think it's really difficult to make a game based on a film. This game does it. It's very much like the film.
We designed a very dynamic music system that reflects the mood of the actual
Oh
events
yeah,
of the
actually.
game.
One ring to bring them all, and in the darkness, fight.
Soundtrack is
In
awesome.
the film,
but
Saruman attacks Helm's Deep with 10,000 Uruk-hai, so we had to use other elements at our disposal to create this sense of battle. Through sound effects and audio, we really make it feel like there's thousands of orcs in the location.
can we please have a game which actually has 10,000 orcs attack somewhere? At some point? Shadow of War was pretty close.
if someone plugs in the game and they say to themselves, oh my god, this is the film, then we've achieved exactly what we set out to do.
This is the place that I remember from the film. I'm there, I can do something. It's now my turn. That's the way we want the player to feel.
And that is exactly how it felt to play this game. And playing this as a 6-year-old was the coolest thing ever. It was so good. And I know I said I was going to actually do another mission, but honestly, by the time I've had a look at all of this, it's over 20 minutes, so we might actually just have a look at this and then finish up. So we've got some really cool art by Alan Lee and John Howe. It's Rivendell-esque, Moria. I love the twisting staircases. Mirkwood Forest. No, that would be Lothlorien Forest. Lothlorien Forest. Shire. Yeah, Ringwraiths. Hobbiton. Huh. Cool. Alright, I think I finished this video here. Thank you guys so much for coming to see some more of Gabe's Games today. Please like and subscribe, and yeah, thank you so much for watching.